Remembering Connecticut, the Pequot War. Early on a May morning in 1637, the inhabitants of a small village on the Mystic River awoke to find themselves surrounded by hostile armed warriors. Because their own able-bodied men were preparing for battle elsewhere, the women, children, and old people of the village could offer no resistance and hid under their beds or attempted to escape into the woods. To their horror, their houses were set afire, and anyone who attempted to flee was killed without mercy. Some 700 helpless villagers were thus slaughtered in New England's first massacre. Governor Bradford of Plymouth Plantation recalled the incident.
It was a fearful sight to see them thus frying in the fire, and the streams of blood quenching the same, and horrible was the stink and smell thereof.
Yet there was no cry of outrage from the leaders of Puritan New England, for the victims were not Europeans, but Pequot Indians. And the warriors were soldiers led by Captain John Mason of Connecticut. This massacre was the climax of the Pequot War of 1637, which forever altered the relationship between native Indians and the British in New England. The Pequots had been the most dominant tribe in the region, demanding and receiving tribute from other Indians. The English exploited this indigenous rivalry between tribes by enlisting the Narragansetts of Rhode Island and the Mohegans of Connecticut in their effort to destroy the Pequots. After an English trader was killed by Indians and the Europeans retaliated by wiping out whole villages, the Pequots began a serious offensive on English settlements. But first, they asked the English commander if Europeans would war against women and children, a practice foreign to the Indians. He replied that they would soon find out. The Indians quickly understood the new rules and replied,
"We are Pequots and have killed Englishmen, and can kill them as mosquitoes. We will go to the Connecticut River settlements and kill men, women, and children, and we will take away the horses, cows, and hogs."
The Pequots held the upper hand through the early months of 1637, when Commander Mason took advantage of their unprotected village at Mystic. Though some Pequots furiously counterattacked, others fled in grief or surrendered to the Englishmen's Indian allies. Many were executed or sent to the West Indies as slaves, and their land was declared forfeit by right of conquest. The English rejoiced in their victory. Some saw it as God's judgment, blessing the Puritans' decision to settle in the New World. Others thought it was God's way of healing the internal conflicts over land and religion which had divided the colonists. And they also regarded the victory over the Pequots as a useful lesson to other Indians, which it proved to be. Nearly 40 years would pass before the next Indian resistance to English encroachment on their territory.